What's up, guys? I'm Aaron with Twins Garage. Here in the garage, I didn't get like anything done this week. I haven't really worked on cars. We had the polar vortex or whatever come through, so it was really cold, and I didn't even feel like doing anything. And it's actually pretty warm out compared to what it's been today. It's almost 50, but it's Sunday, and I gotta work all week, and then I have drill next weekend. So I probably won't get much done on the next video either, but I figured I'd just make a quick little video, just talk about the Subaru and what's the new plans are moving forward, and talk about some other future plans that we have. So as of right now, as you've seen already, the Subaru is pretty stripped. I started taking out some of the bell housing bolts to get this engine pulled, and I got most of the bolts to the subframe off. I have a few I gotta cut off, but other than that, there's not a whole lot holding the engine in. Like the motor mount bolts, that's about it. And then these hoses here, and it's pretty much done. It can come up and out. So I gotta pull that, pull the whole steering rack and pinion, and so I can pull the engine cradle. But since I'm pulling all that, I'm gonna be redoing tie rods and all that. I'm putting new suspension on. I'm redoing brakes, everything. I'm pretty much doing everything, so the car may not be ready by summer, but we'll see. I still have the harness out, which is sitting here. I'm gonna wait to put that in until I get my new pedals and a few other things, but pretty much I have all the STI interior other than door panels and steering wheel are still WRX, but I'm gonna eventually get STI door panels and steering wheel. I have a new short throw shifter, the Cartboy, that's gonna go on, and other than that, the rest is just STI or stock. As you know, my seats. As for the front end, I haven't quite decided if I'm gonna keep the bug eye or do a front end swap. I really would like to do a front end swap, but we got the price, and I'm not too good with welding and drilling out the welds. I know I gotta drill out some welds along the whole bottom and all that fancy stuff. So I haven't quite decided. It just depends on if Alex still gets this new welder, and if he wants to weld it up for me, I may still end up doing that. I have the new 06 STI bumper in the basement, so I still got to get the tail lights. I'm gonna get the 04, 05 tail lights. I like them better, less chrome. So for that most part, that's pretty much all I'm doing to the Subaru. At the engine, I'm gonna redo the head gaskets, and I'm gonna do ARP head studs, timing. I'm gonna do all that just because I don't know how long the engine's been sitting or what was wrong with it before I got it. That way I also get another opportunity to check out the pistons, see how they look, the top end anyways, and all that. So I think it'd be best just to do the head gaskets and whatnot. It's not gonna be that much money. And plus, the ARP head studs is gonna be the most expensive part, and that will hold the amount of power I plan on putting through the engine. So my goal by the end of this build is to have roughly 400 horsepower to the wheels. I probably won't get there, but that'd be nice. I'm doing E85, upgrading the fuel pump, the fuel injectors. I'm putting a STI turbo, upgrading a few other things, and it'll blow off valve. I'm doing external wastegate, upgrading from the headers all the way back on the exhaust. So after the AVCS, I believe it's called, is wired in, and I get the Pro Tune done, I'm hoping to be at 400 to the wheels, but I don't know a lot about Subarus or cars in general, so I'm not sure. But based off of what I've been told, I should be 350 to 4, but we'll just see it once everything's finished. It'd be cool. If not, no big deal. So this week I didn't get a whole lot done. I was really busy. I moved my computer setup down in the basement, in the main big room right now. This is just all storage crap and whatnot, because I'm working on my old office upstairs, and then this is my new office, but I still have to paint. I haven't decided on the color, and I have to put a new floor in and finish the ceiling. There's a few tiles that they're up there, they're just pushed off to the side. So once that's finished, then I'll move my office into there, and then I'll start painting this living room. I'm gonna get a fireplace here, one of those fake ones, and a TV, and whatnot. That light there can shut off with a switch. And I also, yesterday, me and Andrew went to the Junkyard and we picked up a few things. We found a Subaru that had been there for a couple days, but with it being so cold, it was completely untouched. So we got quite a bit. Andrew got like the bug eye headlights and a few other things off of it. I grabbed the front grille pieces, center console, radio bezel. Yes, I got the manual shifter and cup holder, little thing. I got the bag in the back that was empty, and then I got the fog light covers. This is what I actually went there to get. And just seeing how clean the Subaru was and how much I had, I decided to grab as much as we could off of it. I still got to finish the shelf in here so I can fit the rest of that new stuff in here, but I still have quite a bit of stuff in here to sell. Plus, I still have a ton of stuff out in my garage that's still got to get moved down here. Well, like I said, I didn't do much for cars at all this week other than go to the junkyard and grab some of that stuff Saturday morning. That was just kind of spontaneous. Andrew came over to hang out, and we were just in there like looking at my phone. And I saw that they just got in the Subaru a few days ago. And I wanted the fog light covers, so I'm like, let's go. We just kind of rushed over there and grabbed a few things, and then came home, and that's about all I've done this week with cars due to the weather. But this week I probably won't do a lot either. I have drill this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But weekend after, hopefully Alex is going to come over. Probably have him help me get the engine pulled. And hopefully he can get his welder here soon. I'm going to talk to him. He was supposed to order it a while ago, and I don't know if he ever did. So we'll see. I really like to get my bodywork finished up before spring so I can get the car painted once I get it all put back together and whatnot. But we'll see how things go. You know, things change all the time, so who knows? Alex might not even end up coming over. He normally does it when he says he is. You know, he always ends up getting stuck working, so we'll see. Anyways, I guess, you know, why not talk about the first car I ever had and what kind of got me into liking cars. My very first car was a 99 Pontiac Sunfire 2-door. Very cringy that I even liked the car, but I loved it when I first got it. I was in high school, 10th grade when I bought it, and I absolutely loved the car. I thought it was so cool. I put exhaust on there, made it really loud, and now I look back at it and I laugh. It was a terrible car. Actually, I was on my way to college right after high school, and I didn't know that the road had flooded really bad. I don't watch the news, and I drove through the flood, and there was no signs. They just were warning people in the news not to go down that road, and I didn't know until after. I drove through it. I made it. I kept stalling, and I did make it through eventually, but once I got to school, I shut the car off, and when I turned it on, all the electrical system in there was just dead. There's no lights, no gauges work, no radio, nothing. It was the weirdest thing in the world. So I ended up just scrapping the car. It was old, starting to rust, and you know, it just wasn't worth it. Then I bought a Mustang, a lifted Dodge Dakota, and then I bought my Honda Civic, the ricey one that I no longer have, thankfully. But the Mustang is the first car I ever, you know, modded other than the exhaust. I did some engine work to it, intake that I upgraded, and upgraded a few other things on it. But then the Civic is what kind of changed it all. Civics are super cheap to build, super easy to build, and so I just started building that Civic and dumping tons of money into it because I love to build the car. It's not that I like the Civic, it was just really cheap of a car, cheap in gas, and cheap to build. I fell in love with Subarus, you know, before I even owned the Civic, but they were just way out of my price range at the time, and you know, my goal was that I wanted to buy an STI someday, and so, you know, now that I have my Subaru and I'm building it, and I'm quite happy with what it is and where I'm at, I would choose that car over most sports cars, just because it's mine. I've built it. I've done a lot to it, and I've had a lot of fun. I've met a lot of friends because of that car, going to car meets and just talking about cars to other people. So I absolutely love my Subaru, and Subarus in general. The Subaru communities seem to be really great communities to be a part of. The Mustang community that I was in was just absolutely rude to me. I had a 98 V6. Because I had a V6, they'd make fun of me and they'd hate on it and whatnot. So, and the Civic community wasn't bad, but they weren't very helpful. They liked to make fun of people, and they thought the Civics are just the ultimate greatest sports car ever, which made it even funnier. So, the Subaru community has been just absolutely wonderful to me. I also own a Ford Bronco, which that community has been really well to me as well. I built that engine and then it caught on fire. I believe I've talked about it before. The engine's still fine, the truck's still fine, it just needs to do a wiring harness, so eventually I'll get that thing finished, I hope. And then I had a Kia Soul, which the Kia Soul Facebook page is a pretty good community as well, but I'm not a Kia Soul fan. I bought it for the gas mileage, but then I ended up selling it to Alex, so he has that now. So anyways, I'll stop rambling. I just wanted to, interact with my YouTube account a little bit more, I guess. Kind of talk about what my plans are with the Subaru, what cars I've owned, and I mentioned a little bit what got me into cars was just my love for my Sunfire, even though it's an absolute terrible car. But when I owned it, I absolutely loved it. But I never did anything to the car other than exhaust, which was a glass pack, and it sounded terrible. But it's kind of what opened the gateway to my love for cars. Because before, I just like computers, video games, that's about it. I don't even play video games anymore. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. It's a little less cars and a little bit more of me talking, and you can see my wonderful drywall that needs painted. Please comment, like, subscribe. Check out the Slip and Clutch page if you will. It's been a while since we've uploaded a video. Josh has been really busy with work, and he hasn't come over to work on the Evo in a while either. Check out me and Alex's Instagrams. I'll have those usernames in the description as well. But please comment, like, subscribe, and please share. We would love to get some more views. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.